What's going on? What's going on, team? Back at it again with another video, and this one's for the upcoming week of July 10th. I think it ends on the 14th. But this is going to be for the upcoming week. What stocks I'm going to be watching, what stocks to watch, what's going on with the overall market. Hopefully, you guys watched my video yesterday, because yesterday I had a nice little breakdown of basically what I thought is happening with the S&P 500, what I thought was happening with the overall NASDAQ. If you didn't watch that after this one, make sure you guys go back, go watch that video. A lot of good information in that one, explaining high points, low points, possible buy areas. And this video is going to be something of the same, but this time we're going to be talking about key companies I'm watching for this upcoming week. We had a wild first week of 2022. So crazy week where we basically had crazy virus news. The overall market has been basically pulling back from overbought levels. Make sure you guys understand overbought and oversold levels. Very key if you want to be a successful trader. Right now, looking at the ticker SPY, which is an ETF of the S&P 500. So this is a very good stock or ticker to look at if you want to have a basic understanding of what the overall market is doing. So we could see, hey, the overall market, it's been pushing up. It's been bullish since last month, the 20th of December. We've basically been rallying up, going sideways over here at that 478 price point. Whenever I see a stock push up and go sideways, that is a sign of resistance. And typically the stock is going to struggle to go higher, right? And then we had a nice little pullback, started to go sideways on the SMA. The SMA normally acts as support or resistance. When the stock is above it, the stock, that SMA acts as support. When the stock gets below it, the stock, that SMA acts as resistance. So looking at this, we actually broke the SMA, which is a bearish sign. So for the overall stock market to be positive and bullish and strong again, I think we need to get above this SMA, start to break that 467 or 468, and we can start pushing up towards 470 and have a nice little gap up towards 475. There's no real support resistance levels. If I zoom out, you can see from that area, there's no real support and resistance levels to block it. So it'd be a nice little gap up. But first, we need to find that strength, that catalyst that is going to basically push the market up. If not, we could come into Monday and we could see the stock market basically back down towards this previous low. You can see this long wick over here, right? This strong wick over here. This basically was a lot of selling, and then we basically bounced, right? So because of that, I think that if we come back down, we're going to retest that 460, 470. And if you're a bear, that's going to be the area you want to watch for a possible short position. Once we break that 460, 470, then we have basically this area to play with, right? We got to go to the far left. You got to see, hey, where was a previous level where the stock basically bounced off of, which is close to this area. You could see this level right here. You can see that if we break this 460, 470, we have a possibility to go to 461, and then it's like snakes and ladders from there, right? We could just basically look for the next support level. But this upcoming week, watch for that 460, 470 or 460, 430 break, right? If you want to be extra cautious towards that 461, that's a little bit over like a $3 move, and watch for that 468 break, and we can start pushing up towards 470 and higher, right? Next stock we want to talk about, the infamous Tesla has been selling off. Kind of looks like a double top pattern, right? Double top, right? Where the stock is struggling to break a high more than once. You can see it hit that 1200 level over here, and it hit it over here. And we started basically pulling back with the overall stock market, giving us a good opportunity to buy the dips, right? So a lot of times when situations like this happen, some traders get scared. They're scared because, hey, the market's going down. But typically, if you look at it long term, if we look at Tesla long term, this is not the first time it's dropped, right? This is not the first time Tesla had a nice little drop like this. And these drops, these dips, they give us opportunity to possibly buy these stocks for a lower price. So don't get scared to buy the dips, especially if you're an option trader. Make sure you guys get some months out, get 2 months out, 3 months out, a year out if you could afford it. Make sure you guys get some time on your contracts. But looking at Tesla on the short term, if you're looking to day trade it, I think it's on a tricky spot over here, right? We're sitting around that 1,000 mark. We know that 1,000 mark has been support, has been resistance, has been support, support, support. So it's been a key area for Tesla where it's make it or break it, right? So this area can act as a good floor. One thing I do not like where Tesla is, it's kind of like SPY. It's underneath that SMA. That SMA normally acts as a wall. So what we could do is just boom, throw a line over here because that SMA is going to be a wall in the future. So we need to break that 1061 before we can start basically pushing up towards that 1100 range. You can see that 1100 range has been some type of resistance before. So 1061 towards 1100. Now on the downside, we need to break that 1000 range if you're looking to short Tesla. And we can see that, hey, we're looking for our support resistance. You can see over here, we had some type of breakout over here. We had some type of support resistance over here. So this Tesla could have a nice little drop from that 1000 down towards like 960. So watch out for that. Tesla's a little bit more on the oversold side if we're looking at the charts and the indicators and all that good stuff. So it should be more in favor for a bounce. But with this news driven, with new variants and job reports sinking the market, you never know. And that's why I like to plan for both sides. Next one we want to talk about is Apple. So Apple hit that 3 trillion mark. Another thing is, pro tip, a lot of times these companies hit these crazy marks, 3 trillion, most vehicles sold, highest the stock has ever been. Every time these stocks hit these landmarks, they typically have some type of sell-off right afterwards. And Apple is no different. The only thing with Apple is we hit this level multiple times, this 182 mark. If you're in our chat room, we do have a private chat room. Message me on Instagram if you want to join our chat room. But we do have a private chat room. We discuss, hey, what stocks we're looking at for every day, just like we're doing right now. But look at this. Apple's hit 182 multiple times. It's no shocker that all these stocks are basically coming back down. They've been struggling to break key resistance levels for a long period of time. If you're looking at this is the date and the time over here. This was December 10th over here. We started hitting that 180 level, and we basically hit it on the 16th of December, hit it on the 27th, we hit it on the 3rd and the 4th of January. So it's been a long time. Apple's been struggling to break that mark. And as an investor, if a stock is not continually going up, you're going to want to sell it. So we had a lot of sell-offs. And now you can see Apple is basically falling down over here and finding some type of support above that SMA at 169. So watch for this area right here, preferably for a short position. I feel like the safest position for a short, in my opinion, will be below that 170 down towards that 167. You can see 167 was a bounce area, was a breakout area, was some type of resistance over here. So that 170, the break of the SMA down towards that 167. And for a long position, I want to see us get above 174. You can see the top of these candles never got above 174 over here. So I want to see some type of strength, right? Prove to me, Apple, that you could have the strength to break above that 174. Then I'll feel comfortable for a long position towards that 177. So watch out for that for this upcoming week on Apple. Next stock we're going to talk about is NVDA with the chip shortage and all that crazy stuff. You can see NVIDIA actually hit the SMA over here. Started dropping before this overall drop started to happen, but NVIDIA is kind of struggling over here, right? Struggling to make some type of upward momentum. You can see on the general side, if we're looking at NVIDIA on the big picture, this thing has just been going sideways. Just going sideways, not doing much. And as an investor, if you want to invest into a company, you want to make sure you see that upward growth. And we haven't really been seeing it with NVIDIA. This week, we definitely want to see what's going to happen with NVIDIA. I think this week is going to be crunch time for NVIDIA. If we're looking at it over here, we're sitting at a strong support. What makes it a strong support? That 270 level, we bounced off at 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we got number 5 over here where it was a breakout zone. So this is a strong level we want to watch to see if it bounces off this level. This level was bounced before previous times, right? And this is a long period of time since October, right? So we want to watch to see if NVIDIA can bounce off this level. If it bounces off this level, we kind of want it to get above that 284. 284 is the highest level of these candles over here. So once we break 284, then we can start going up towards those 295, maybe even test that 300. If we start to come down, the video has been dropping for a while, right? Just because it's at 270 doesn't mean it has to bounce. We could have an epic drop, right? So watch for that 270 break. And then we could basically start going to 260, which you could see over here, 260. We had that flat spot, which was some type of resistance. and we broke out from there, right? So 260 could be the next possible floor from 270. That's like a $10 drop. So definitely want to watch to see if that happens this upcoming week. That would be a crazy, crazy drop to be a part of, or crazy upside. Next one I want to talk about is the new up and coming leader in the EV sector, Ford, right? So I haven't even looked at Ford in a long time. I've been trading for a long time. When I first started trading, Ford was maybe like $4 or $5. It's crazy how the power of long term can affect the stocks, right? Look at any good company, right, on the 5-year chart, 3-year chart, right? I'm giving you guys so much game right now. You guys should definitely like and subscribe. But look at these charts, these good companies on the longer basis, and you'll see one of my biggest mistakes, right, when I first got started, is not getting a long term. Make sure you guys invest in a long term, invest in good companies that you know, use, and believe in, right? So me as a former car salesman, Ford is a good company, right? Built Ford tough. You can see Ford basically started to push up from $20 to $25. We're finding some type of resistance at this $25 section over here. So this upcoming week, I want Ford to prove to me that it's strong, break that $25.10, then we can start pushing up towards 26. This is the highest the stock has been since like the 90s. So definitely want to watch to see how this stock is going to keep on pushing in the future. Trying to see if there's any upcoming news. We got price target upgrades to 29. All these upgrades, I never pay too much attention to it. I know some people get crazy with the news, but I just use it as a catalyst. If the stock starts to push with that news, then yeah, I'll use that news. But a lot of times these people are looking at the same charts we're looking at right now to make their decision. So you can see what they're going to say before they even say it, if you know how to read the charts, right? If you want to learn how to read some charts, make sure you guys DM me. I do offer that service as well. So on the break of 24.30, we could start dropping down towards 23. Make sure you guys watch that, watch forward for this upcoming week. Next one, we want to talk about the banks. Wells Fargo, looking at Wells Fargo, monster move on Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo normally doesn't even move like this. Me and my team, we always watch Wells Fargo. These are cheap contracts. You can get these contracts for super cheap. I'm telling you, you could get these contracts for $10, $50 and get easy percentage gains in the option world, right? If you're trading options, for Wells Fargo is trading for $55. You could get contracts for less than that. And these contracts don't even have to move much for you to make crazy percentages. So for this stock to move from 47 to 55, that is an amazing move. They do have earnings coming up on the 14th. So definitely want to keep that in mind. But if you jump over to the news, they actually got upgraded to 54, which the stock is higher than 54 right now. They got upgrade from JP Morgan to 57. So we got some ways to go to 57. We've got to upgrade to 56. So definitely want to keep Wells Fargo on your watch list this week. One thing I do not like about it, it's a little bit more on the overbought side, meaning, hey, the possibility for downside is a lot higher than upside. So definitely want to keep in mind what's going on right here. Need to break that 55.19, then we could go to 56. Make sure if you do take this long position, understand it's a high risk long position. This stock has been running not just today, but it's been running since December 31st, right? So if we look at the bottom over here, December 31st, it started running. So definitely want to be cautious with that uptrend. If we start to ever come down on Wells Fargo, watch for the break of 53.90. And we could basically have a drop from 53.90 to 52. And that's going to be it for Wells Fargo. Looking at Lucid over here, Lucid basically found some type of support. Lucid was basically dropping, found some type of support, right? And then now we're trying to break out. SMA is holding it back, right? So we went from 37 to 43. We need to break 43.60 above the SMA, in my opinion, to go to 48. If not, watch for the break of 39.31. Then we could retest that 36 on Lucid. Last but not least, the infamous GameStop. GameStop basically is trying to get into the NFT section. So definitely want to watch GameStop to see how it's going to react. To be honest, the stock basically shot up from oversold levels, hit the SMA, and has basically been pulling back ever since. If we're looking at GameStop, let me clear some of these lines for us. If we're looking at GameStop over here, we need to get above 172. That 172 is the SMA. Whenever we're below it, that means we're more in favor for a downward trend. So watch for that 172, 173 break. Then we could basically start going higher towards 191, maybe even higher from there. If we basically don't get above those levels, intermediately, you could look for a break above 147 towards that 172. If we start to come back down, which it looks like is more in favor for a downtrend, we hit that level and we basically been getting massive red candles ever since. Watch for the break of 131 down towards that 121 section. So crazy week, a lot of stocks to watch. Make sure you guys keep it micro focused. Don't just put all these stocks on your watch list. Find the 1 or 2 companies that you guys find interest in and keep an eye on those stocks. It's very good to be micro focused, journal what you're doing, write down your trades, where you're buying, where you're selling, keep track of yourself, right? Try something new for 2022. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this. Comment below what stock you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.